Hello everybody, it is I, Paul, once again. I am one of the co-founders of The Temboway. It's been one heck of a week. I think it's the third day of this challenge. But I am so glad for each one of you that are here. Those of you who are going to join us later, those who are going to see this on a different medium, welcome. I'm in the gym today, about to get my workout in, but before I do, I kind of wanted to talk about something that crossed my mind earlier this morning. So, as my usual routine goes, I wake up in the morning and start listening to this podcast as I'm getting ready throughout my day. And this podcast I was watching was talking about, the finish line and how you motivate other people. But then it referenced a separate video. So, I'm going to describe the video to you. Let me paint the scene, right? So we have a mat, a dojo, if you will. And in this room, there's a group of children playing tug of war. But instead of focusing on the entire group of people, we're focusing on just one child at the very end of the rope on one of the teams. Why? So, as the game is progressing, you know how tug of war goes, we pull a little this way, we get pulled a little back, we keep going, but as a group, as a team, we're able to win. But what I'm noticing as the video progresses is that I cannot see the rest of the team except for this one kid. Now, I don't know if it's because, at this point, I don't know if it's because the video is just focused in on the one child, or there's just a lack. But as the video goes on and on, I see this kid struggling. He's pulling, he's getting pulled, and then the video freezes and frames. The frame shows the kid right in front of this red line on the ground. So I realize this is, that line that defines the winner and the not winners of this game of tug of war. The kid will yank, the kid will pull, the kid will, fight, and he keeps getting dragged, but he'll be dragged right up until the line. And when he gets right to the line, he just gives his all. He refuses to be dragged over. It happens a couple more times. He gets pulled back again, he pulls, and then he comes right smack up to that line again. And right before he crosses over that line, he gets into the squat position and pulls back, right? And so at this point, you start to hear people in the crowd, cheering. People are getting hyped. People are yelling. People are, screaming out to the kid, go, 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 don't give up. And happens again. He's pulling. And right when you think he's about to get it, yanks right back to the line. But right when he gets to the line, same thing happens again. He just gets into this crouch position and starts pulling back. But something different happens this time. This time, the frame kind of backs out and you start to see another teammate. Now, they're not right where the kid is, because the kid is at the very end of the rope, literally hanging on by threads. The rest of the team starts to appear one by one. And you can kind of see that they have a lot more confidence now. They have a lot more, urgency to win this game. So, video cuts back to the kid. The kid is yanking, but this time something different happens. This time, as the kid is yanking, you start to hear the kids all chanting in unison, pull, 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 right? This is happening, and you see this motion of success occurring. This motion of success. So now it goes from this one child where it seems to be he's the only one putting in the work, but suddenly it's as if he's motivated the rest of his team. Suddenly it's as if the rest of his team has found the willpower to press on. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. You never really know how much motivation you're giving somebody else. See, to yourself, what you may see is that you're working hard. You're busting your butt. You're trying to get out there. You're trying to do what you got to do. You're studying. You're putting in the hours. You're studying. You're working out in the gym. You're putting the hours on the field. Whatever it is you're doing. You're preparing for your internship, preparing for your new job. You've got an interview coming up. You're putting in the hours. But to you, all you see is, I'm in here. I'm in this moment. And I keep getting pulled to the line where if I just cross it, I don't have to struggle anymore. If I just cross it, I don't have to feel this pain anymore. But as you come smack up to the line, you don't give up. You get into that crouching position, you yank with all your might, and you start to pull. You start to pull. You start to pull. Now the crazy part is, as it often happens, is that as you're pulling, there's somebody else that's kind of going through the same struggle as you. So what's happening is they're seeing you get pulled all the way to that line, right? All the way to that line. And right as you're about to give up, they just see you say no. They just see you say, I'm not going to give in. I want to say what's up to Jarrell. Jarrell, what's up, man? They say, I'm not going to give in. And they start to yank. So then they see you not giving up. And, you start to yank. So then what happens is they get that same motivation because they're like, if you can do it, so can I. Simple as that. You never really know the kind of effect you have on people. So back to this. As the kid is pulling and you see the team one by one start to yell, pull, pull, pull. Suddenly the camera backs up and there's 10 whole kids on this team. There's 10 people on this team. But what I did not realize at the beginning of the video is it only seemed to be one. Only one person seemed to have the motivation. Only one person seemed to have the willpower to actually play the game. So as it goes on and more kids are yelling pull, more kids are yelling pull, everybody's in the crowd, right? Everybody's in the crowd, they're getting hyped. Because now they've seen the effects of somebody working hard. They've seen the effects of somebody motivating the rest of his teammates. Mind you, his teammates were there all along, but it just took the power of one person. It took the power of that one teammate to not give up. See, because this is what happened, right? Everybody starts on this side of the red line. But at some point, the team became so defeated that the first 9 people were already across the line. Now, granted, they're not working as hard. They're not pulling as hard as this one kid. But this kid solely decided, we will not lose. And if I need to lead by example, then lead by example, so I will. You never really know the kind of effect you have on people. So now here's the other part. So as they're pulling, you see 1, right? The first kid 1, and you see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids, 7, 8, 9. Now you see all 9 kids struggling at the line, but it's not over. See, now the finish line is in sight because, with all tug of wars, there's usually that one ribbon. I don't know if, back in my day, we used like a string next to the rope. That's what we did back at Ruth Murdoch Elementary School. But we had a string on our rope. And as that string, as that ribbon, as that marker is standing right above the red line, because the end of the game is to be able to cross it over. So as that marker is standing right above the red line, now is when the battle has become the hardest, right? Because it's usually not the hardest at the beginning. Granted, you have to put in a lot of the work at the forefront, right? But once you've put in that work, once they started pulling, once they got in unison, once they started functioning as a team, it got easier. The objective was to get back over the line. But now the end goal is to get that ribbon, that marker, that string over. Once you get it over, you've won. This is where the finish line is. See, the kid had the vision and the willpower to understand that he's not going to lose. On top of that, he understood that the rest of his team needed to join him in order for himself to become victorious. For the team to become victorious. So now they're here. The marker's at the finish line. And all you hear is this kid yell, 1 more. That's all he yells, 1 more. He's been leading by example this whole time. He's had enough of an effect. When he yells 1 more, you just see the kids, the other 9 teammates come alive. He yells 1 more. And all of a sudden you hear, pull. And all 10 kids on that team just yank it. They just yank it. And as soon as that ribbon crossed over, erupting in celebration. But it's all about the kind of influence and the kind of confidence and the kind of effect that one teammate had on his other 9. Because here's the thing. They were all playing the game of tug of war. They were all on the same team, right? You could almost argue that they were all equally qualified to be there. But the difference between the one kid, besides the other 9, was simply he believed enough in himself. Not only that, but he had enough willpower to push. And then as a result, the rest of his squad joined him in victory. And that's all I gotta say. Listen, you really never know how much influence you have on somebody. You really never know who's watching. You really never know who's motivated by your actions, right? You really never know. There's kids, just like the way, kids look at adults and they start to pick up different things. You do not know. I have a couple of people myself who, will constantly be like, Paul, you motivate me here and there, or I love when you do this. And granted, that's amazing, right? Even when I don't know they're watching, but at the same time, I have people I look up to. Whether or not I tell them I'm watching, I have people I look up to, and it's through their actions and it's through their motivation, right? Because I see somebody else. I have one of my boys in particular who's forever driving me. Whether or not he realizes it, I'm constantly just looking, he's moved, so I gotta get going. It's not like it's a race to catch up, not at all. But I'm just seeing, I'm trying to get somewhere, right? I have a goal. Paul has a goal for the end of August. I'm in the gym right now. I have a goal for the end of May, right? So I just started this 30-day raw meal diet. And I'm not gonna lie, today's day 1 and it sucks. I hate it. It sucks. But here's the difference. I have a goal I'm trying to hit. But what happened is one of my other friends has been working on a raw meal diet. And she's been talking to me about it, right? She's been like, look, this is working, boom, 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 boom. And eventually I said, look, this is working for them, so why can I not do it? It's not impossible. All it takes is having the confidence and the willpower. Suddenly, here I am on day 1, just had probably the most delicious salad I've ever eaten, right? From Chick-fil-A. Thank God. From Chick-fil-A. Had the most delicious salad. But here's the thing. For the next 29 days of my existence, not even 30, right? There's 31 days in this month. For the next 30 days of my existence, it's going to be about this. Simply why? Because I saw one of my other friends made it work. That means now I know I can do it. They've motivated me, right? There could be somebody in here that's watching this video right now or later. Comment down below if you feel like you are the catalyst for somebody else. But there could be somebody else in here who's watching this and thinking, I wonder if I'm motivating other people. I wonder if I'm being the difference for somebody else. I wonder if somebody else sees me and thinks to themselves, if they can do it, so can I. Simple as that. Simple as that. Listen, y'all have a fantastic and great night. I'm about to get this workout in. Gotta get big. I gotta go ahead by the end of the summer. But y'all be well, be blessed. Share, like, subscribe. Sound like this is a YouTube video. Share, like, and subscribe. And just be the best you can be. Keep grinding. Keep motivating. Keep being the best version of yourselves. Y'all have a good night.